Hello everyone, welcome to Indian Stock Market Guy YouTube channel. So today I want to talk about the defense sector. So as you can see in my screen, I have created a watch list of total 9 stocks which are related to defense. Their main core business model is defense. And I wanted to do the fundamental analysis on these 9 stocks. And again, this is not a buy or sell recommendation. It's just for educational purposes, for awareness on how to do fundamental analysis and how to pick a multi-bagger stocks. So here I have sorted based on the market capitalization. From the top, we have the large cap company, which is having more market cap. And in the bottom, we have small cap, which is having only 9,942 market capitalization. So we'll go one by one. As you saw in my previous videos, I have already gave demo to how to check the fundamental analysis, how to identify the best stock. But in this video, we'll be checking the defense sector best stocks. So first we'll go with this company called Bharat Electronics Limited. So first thing, when you analyze any company, when you are doing any fundamental analysis of any company, you check the business segments. What is it about? Just read about the company. Now here on the screen you can see right about of the company and the key points. So this Bharat Electronics Limited is in both defense segment and non-defense segment and also in exports. First, if you look at the defense segment, company develops advanced electronic equipment systems and services for the Indian defense sector, including radar and fire control systems, weapon system, communications, network centric systems, and so on. And also it works on arms and ammunition as well. And also company is planning to expand into international defense and civilian markets. So it want to enter into the international defense as well to increase the exports. Now, if you look at non-defense, this company diversified into multiple innovative products and solutions for civilian makers, including sectors such as homeland security, smart city solutions, cyber security, software solutions, medical electronics, space electronics, and system alternate energy solutions. And if you check the revenue split, FY25, majority of the revenue is coming from the defense side, 90%, and non-defense, which is 6%, export is 4%. And order book stands at 71,650 crores, which is very solid. And again, most of the order book is coming from the defense related orders. Now, let's look at the parameters. Stock P is 49, face value is only 1. That means you can't expect any split of the share. If any company is having face value as 10, that means you may expect there is a chance that company will give stock split. Now industry P is 60 and stock P is 49, which is good, and face value is only 1. Now last time I already told you about how to check whether a company is overvalued or undervalued. So if you scroll down here, you can see this chart. So select P ratio, and here in the time frame select max, and you can see median P, which is about 19.2. Now check the stock P, which is about 49.1. If the stock P is greater than the median P, that means stock is little overvalued. If the stock P is less than the median P, that means stock is undervalued. So it's not like the overvalued stocks are bad, undervalued stocks are good. It's not like that. So it's about we have to consider other fundamentals as well. Now, if I go to quarterly results. You see March 23, June 23, September 23, December 23. That completes 1 year. So sales 6,479, 3,533, 4,009, 416, and high jump, almost double in sales from this quarter to this quarter. And again, sales were halved. So there is a inconsistency in sales when it comes to quarter wise. But the important thing is check profit and loss statements. Here you will get yearly wise sales. So you can see sales on 2015 7,000, 7,300, 8,600, 10,000, and so on. Now it's 27,000. So year wise there is a gradually increase in sales, which is a good point. Now, when sales increase, obviously expenses also increases. So expense also increasing and operating profit also increasing, which is good. You can see operating profit margin from 17% to 29%. That is very great. And profit before tax, you can ignore this. Just check the net profit, which is after tax. So 1,197 to 6,602, which is solid net profit, and EP is also 1.51 to 8.29, which is great. So the fundamentals of this company is very solid, and the sector which is currently this company is doing is also solid. It's also having high demand. So let's look at the balance sheet as well. Reserves 8,000 crores to 23,000 crores, which is great. And you can see the borrowings as well, very little borrowings. Company with this market capitalization having very less borrowings. That means this company is almost debt free. Now total assets also increasing. You can see year on year. Initially it started with 15,000. Now it's 44,000, which is also great. Next we can go to shareholding pattern. Let's check yearly. The promoter holds 51%, 51.14%, which is good, more than 50%. That means the decision making is in the hands of the promoter, decision making of the company. And you can see FI has also participated in this. Initially it's 6.65, now it's 19.51. DIA is also from 17 to 20, not bad. Public you can see 7%, now 9%. So very uh, promoted FAS and DIS driven company. Public is less invested when compared to FAS and DIS, which is good to some point, because when public is invested very less in any company, you don't see any panic selling unless and until something wrong with the company. So that's it about this company, Bharat Electronics. Pretty solid fundamentals, large cap company. If you want to play it safe, this is the best company. But again, do your own due diligence before investing into any company. So this is about Bharat Electronics. Now we'll go to Hindustan Aeronauticals. So Hindustan Aeronauticals Limited, this company is like a monopoly. So let's look at the business model and about of this company. You see, business segment is about manufacturing and providing services. So these are the two key business models for this company. So let's see what it manufactures actually. So company manufactures aircrafts, helicopters, and their engines and accessories. So this is actually pretty huge manufacturing company. Not easy to do, less competitors, monopoly company when it comes to manufacturing aircrafts and helicopters and engines. Especially now that we are into Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, most of the orders from this aircraft and helicopters are comes to this company only, Hindustan Aeronauticals Limited. And you can see 156, it manufactured like 156 LCH for Indian Army and Indian Air Force, 240 AL-31 FP engines for Indian Air Force, Su-30 MKI fleet. So there are some aircraft carriers as well it manufactured, which is great. So not only manufacturing the aircrafts or helicopters, it's also providing services and repairs to those aircrafts. That is also great. And you can see client company supplies to both national and international customers, catering to defense as well as civilian operations as well. You see the majority of the company suppliers are Indian Defence Service, Air Force, Navy, Army, and Indian Coast Guard. Now, the order book of this company stood at 1,89,300 crores, which is very, very huge. And major contracts such as 240 AL-31FP engines and 156 LCH Paramount helicopters. And let's go and check the fundamental parameters of this company. Face value is 5, which is good. Stock P is very low, 32. Industry P is 60. And let's debt to equity is 0, almost debt-free company. Let's look at the valuation. I'm clicking on this max and P ratio. Median P is 14. Stock P is 32. Little overvalued. So majority of the defense stocks gave almost uh, multi-bagger returns from the last couple of years because of this Atmanirbhar Bharat, a major boost from the Indian government gave more capex to the defense sector. Now let's skip this quarterly result. Let's look at the profit and loss year on year basis. You see sales 15,000 to 33,000, which is great. There is steady increase in year on year basis, which is also good. Profit also increasing year on year, 2 crores, 2,379 crores to 9,970 crores. Great. Net profit after tax to 2,399 to 9,116, which is great. EPS is also uh, increasing year on year. Now you see reserves 16,322. Now it's 40,707. Borrowings 11, which is nothing. Almost debt-free company, you can say. Assets also, it doubled the assets over the period of time, 64,000 to 1,32,000 in assets. Now, if we look at shareholding pattern, see promoter holds 71%, which is great. FIS 10%, DIS 10%, even the government of India also have some small stake in this company, 0.07%. And the public is very less, 7.666%. Again, this is also a monopoly company when it comes to manufacturing helicopters, helicopter engines, fighter jets, Tejas fighter jets. Uh, Pretty solid company and solid business. Now let's look at Bharat Dynamics, third company when it comes to market capitalization. So again, BDL is a government of India enterprise engaged in manufacturing of guided missiles and allied defense equipments. So most of the revenue is coming from the government of India, 50%, and it exports 38% of the manufacturing exports and others is 12%. Now let's look at the portfolio. So company offers comprehensive defense portfolio including surface to air missiles and air to air missiles, anti-tank guide missiles and torpedoes and launchers. So mainly their clients are Indian Air Force and Indian Navy. So you see underwater weapon platforms and air to air missiles, torpedoes. Yeah. And order book stood at 22,814 crores, which is also pretty solid. And it has three manufacturing units in Hyderabad, Banur, and Visakhapatnam. And it's also expanding new facilities on Ibrahimpatnam, Amravati, Jhansi to manufacture SAMs and next generation missiles. Now let's look at the parameters. So stock PE is 119, market cap is 50,000, which is a mid cap company, and face value is 5. Let's look at the valuation. Median PE is 26, stock PE is 119, that means overvalued. That doesn't mean it's a bad company. Let's look at the other fundamentals as well. Let's look at profit and loss. Sales 2,841, 4,000, 4,800, 4,500, 3,600. The sales are not consistent. Even the profit also, net profit also 444, 562. Again, it's 423, 258. This is okay because on March it's COVID, so company really bounced back after COVID. 500 crores, 352, 613, 550, 420. I mean, during COVID, every company suffered the same, but after COVID, it bounced back. You can see steady increase in EPS as well. 7, 13, 9, 16, 14, and 11. Now let's look at balance sheet. Reserves 1,538 to 4,058, which is pretty good. And borrowings zero, debt-free company, and assets also increasing year-on-year basis, 8,000 to 14,000. And let's look at shareholding pattern year-wise. Promoter holds 74%, FIS 2%, DIS 10%, public 12%. So, so one thing to make a note on shareholding pattern, right? If you look at year on year, let's say, look at this promoter, right? So on 2018, promoter holds 87%. 2019 also same, 2020 same. Now here on 2021 during COVID, they sold pretty good amount of stake. Now let's look at FAS from 0.4 to 0.28. That means even though promoter sold most of, I mean not most of it, some part of the shares, FIS bought some of the shares. And if you look at DIS as well, from 7.47 to 17.52, that means DIS bought shares from the promoters. So let's say if promoter is also selling, FIA is also selling, DIA is also selling their stake, that means something wrong going with the company. But here in this case, promoter sold his shares, but FIS and DIS, obviously public, FIS and DIS are buying the company, buying the shares. That means, which is a good sign. See, promoter they will sell the shares because they need capital to play around with. But whereas FIS and EIS they do their own due diligence and they bought the company. Yeah. So that is one trick you have to follow when checking the shareholding pattern. So again, BDL, solid company, solid business.